We're live Monday morning, 10 Eastern, 9 Central, Husker Willie. Just because we had some Hawkeye commits last night, don't you think Husker Willie's going anywhere? He's doubling down. He's got the Husker sweatshirt on in the Husker locker room, and he did have the winter hat on too. So,
Husker belly.
the Husker belly, Husker Willie's back. Willie, what a fun night last night. I know.
Listen, we changed. We switched over. It's officially winter. There was snowflakes here yesterday, and it's wintertime. It's wrestling season.
It is wrestling season. It's like all of a sudden wrestling starts and it gets darker at 4 o'clock, like pitch black at 4:30, snow. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like exhausted. This
Same.
might be a short show today. One, because I'm exhausted. I'm not exhausted. Just like it was just like yesterday was kind of a
Blizzard.
We were scattering to get things all in line for that commitment show, which was awesome. And again, thanks to the kids and the parents that made it happen, and congratulations to them. We're picking up 5 guys in one night, so it was awesome. And now, I looked at the 2027 board, and there's only like 9 of the top 30 left. So, man, this class went fast.
Yeah, last night was fun. It's Ross pointed it out. Like, these shows are fun. They're also stressful. You're coordinating with multiple people. You're coordinating with graphics and parents. But it was fun. It's always a blessing to be able to have these kids on and give them a platform for that. And just putting on a graphic real quick or something so that was fun. It does feel like we're bouncing right back with another show, but. And this weekend, we were talking about it before the show, like, this weekend wasn't the most thrilling weekend. Like, Oklahoma State, Stanford basically saved the weekend, because I feel like this weekend we get into the thick of it. We got Penn State opening up their season. We got the national duels all day Saturday, Sunday. Like, this weekend was kind of, another slow step into it.
Journeyman had a lot of quantity, but we didn't see a whole lot of premier head-to-head matchups. There was a lot of D1 duels and a lot of D1 participants in the Sunday in the individual portion, but not a lot of stars, not a lot of guys we're going to discuss. Also, man, the brackets on that thing, it makes you almost not want to follow it. They got 125 tan, 125 purple, 125. I mean, I ain't going through all that. And like, then you get to it's a group of 4, and none of them are Division I starters, so I'll wait until somebody tweets like a pertinent result. So we had that. There was some decent stuff that happened at a Tiger style invite. Some decent stuff that happened at North Dakota State, the Bison Open. But other than that, most of the takeaways from the landscape of Division I were how Nebraska looked against Army, and most importantly, Oklahoma State and Stanford, and mainly Oklahoma State's freshmen.
Yeah, so I guess let's go through Oklahoma State, Stanford, and then we'll kind of, there were some random different tidbits here and there of the weekend that we'll highlight, but we'll go through Oklahoma State, Stanford, because it definitely delivered. It was a bummer that we said on the show, Nico Provo and Lorenzo Norman are still banged up. They're not ready to go. And, it is always tougher earlier in the season when these guys, we saw it with Lehigh. Stanich wasn't there. Nathan Taylor wasn't there. Crookham wasn't there. It's like, especially the guys coming off injury or guys who wrestled all summer, like they're not always ready early in November. So sometimes too, it's you don't know what you're going to get. But Oklahoma State, Stanford, I thought still delivered. So to start, Troy Spratley, we don't get Nico Provo, but Spratley comes out like a spark plug that he is, his nickname, and puts up 20 points. So you didn't see Spratley Nico, but you're Troy Spratley picking right back up where he left off, putting up 20 points.
Yeah, Spratley's good, and I think he's, even jump levels. I'm not saying he jumped levels because I'm not saying he jumped levels because he had a good performance on Friday. When I say he jumped levels, I mean, I've talked about it the last 4, 5, 6 years, where sort of beyond Spencer Lee, anybody could win on any given day at 125. Yeah. I mean, the number 16 guy can beat the number 3 guy. So when I say Spratley jump levels, I mean, I think he's sort of solidified his spot now.
Yeah.
Amongst podium contenders, and I mean, even a national title contender. I think he's squarely in the ain't no way he's not taking top 5 kind of thing. In a weight that before, in years past, I would have said Spratley could win the whole thing or he could lose in the blood round. Yeah. I think Spratley is now solidified there.
Yeah, he's proven himself. Like, he picked right back up where he left off. I thought that was a great win for him. And Cornell Kevin in the chat has a great stat that I saw over the weekend too. Half the wrestlers in this duel were freshmen, and a quarter of them were true freshmen, which is nuts. And when you have the veterans like Troy Spratley, and you have these guys showing like I'm still a big dog, like that was an impressive win. 133 pounds. Tyler Knox takes out Richie Figs, and going into this, we didn't know. Richie Figs. Again, we talked about it Friday. We don't know. He did not place in NCAAs. He won the whole damn thing. Which Richie Figs are we going to get? And he started off really hot. I think he was up like 6'1", 6'2" at one point. Like, he came out looking great and then kind of faded late, and Knox gets the win 13-9. What did you make of that one?
Yeah, it was difficult for me. I thought Richie looked really sharp early. I mean, there's no doubt the kid is uber skilled. I am a little dubious about how he will perform at 133. But I thought he looked sharp early. Even some things he didn't finish, even some things where he got scored on, I thought he looked pretty sharp and pretty offensive. And to me, I know the narrative on Twitter and probably in the minds of a lot of people are, he hit a wall, he died, he gassed. Maybe really, really late, but I still thought he was moving well and active until relatively late. Now, late, he kind of gave up that last takedown.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it was that he gassed or Knox took the fight out of him.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting to see. Richie, because he was an uber recruit and because he won a national title, people might be quick to say, and because last year, frankly, was a disaster for him.
Yeah.
People might be quick to say, oh, he's done. Oh, he's washed. Oh, he's not going to live up. He's not going to perform well this year. If you take it in a vacuum, and you erase Richie's name and aura from it, you can say Richie wrestled a 133 All-American. This guy wrestled a 133 All-American and had a big lead against a guy who beat Drake Ayala last year.
Yep.
Right? So, to me, Richie's right there.
Yeah, and he's going to have some big matches this weekend. It's the way the brackets are shaping out. I mean, I assume that most of what we saw from Oklahoma State lineup-wise Friday night was who we're going to see this weekend at the national duels.
Yeah, I think so too. And another thing about Richie is Richie's never really been built for the grind. He's never really been the grinder. He's been, when he's on, he can win any tournament, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, he lost last night or Friday night. He might not even, I don't know, he might not even perform well. He might go 2-2, 3-1 this weekend. I wouldn't write him off quite yet, is what I'm saying.
No, 100%.
And the freshmen, The freshmen were the story of this one, and I I tried to indicate this to you guys on Crystal Ball. I put Robideau in there. I put D in there, right? I put Vega in there. Um, I fully expect David. Uh, I expect David to roll out the best guy at each weight, and I truly believe that these freshmen are the best guys. And so we saw Vega look good. We saw Robideau look good. We saw D win against a veteran opponent in his first collegiate duel ever. And yeah, I think that's who they're going to roll.
Yeah, and the freshmen were the highlight. And next up, Sergio Vega comes out and gets a 16-1 tech. I mean, he just looked absolutely lights out. He got to his offense. He got to it often. He got to it fast. I mean, I don't think that debut could have went any better for Sergio.
No, he's really good and really a tough cookie to figure out.
Yeah.
He a lot of times he got overshadowed by the Bassetts and the Rainies and the Forrests, but other than that, I mean, he was a nightmare matchup for people, and I think he's legit from year one, from now. Aiden Valencia beats Swiderski. I think the final was 13-3, which is saying a lot considering Swiderski's coming off a win over Lachlan McNeil, who I think everybody had 2 or 3 in the country. So Aiden Valencia losing a blue chip recruit, loses week 1 to David Evans, had a big lead, but it got a big move against him. Okay, what's Aiden Valencia? Comes back and majors a guy that just beat number 2. I think it kind of reaffirms Aiden Valencia is a dude, another freshman you have to watch for.
Yeah, and you got to kind of throw the results out of that first match. It's like if he would have lost, I think it amplifies the first result. But you had a big lead, and then you end up losing late. David Evans threw him to his back. I think he scored got a takedown and near fall. So he kind of lost it late, bounced back, and this time was a lot more aggressive. And, like you said, to major Swiderski, major an All-American 13-3, like Aiden Valencia is a legit contender. Don't get, some of these freshmen that have lower rankings because of lack of competition, like Aiden Valencia will climb through the rankings, and I feel like you can tell the people who are casually tuning in and out. It's like, 18 ranked Aiden Valencia beats number 2 Casey Swiderski. Yeah, I get it, but this is one of those times where like Valencia is really damn good, and the 18 is more indicative of lack of how much he's competed versus where he stands in the country.
Yeah, and then we move up to Robideau, who took out Cardenas, and I kind of feel a little bit the same way about like Cardenas as I felt about Figs. I wouldn't say that Cardenas didn't wrestle well. I thought Cardenas wrestled pretty good. It's just that Robideau was really, really good, and to me, that was one of the better matches I've seen in a couple years. Both guys were trying to score. There was a sequence with about 45 seconds left in that match where both guys. I don't know. It very often in college wrestling, one guy's trying to do something and the other guy's not trying to do anything, or both guys aren't trying to do anything. And we're just standing around. Those guys were both looking to score almost at all times. And Robideau came out on top of the exchanges. His timing was great. His gas tack was great. He got a score that he really didn't need with 15 seconds to go. Robideau passed with flying colors. And in a match where I don't think Cardenas actually wrestled bad.
No, and I think you look at the score and you see 11-2, and it's like you're right. It was a lot more competitive than it looks, and I think Landon deserves so much credit because it's if these guys lose these matches, we're so quick to say it's understandable given the nerves. starting there, your first duel. Like, there's a lot you're taking in, and to overcome that. And I thought, D and Landon and Sergio and these guys all handling that side of it, after what David Taylor did last year, the expectations are high. Oklahoma State fans are as bullish as they've been in forever, and these kids come out and live up to the expectations, and I thought that was a huge win for Robideau to knock off a returning All-American, top 5 guy in the country. Huge win. And, D. Lockett, right up to that, beats Garvin 2-1 in a match that I thought was – I saw some critique of D. D rode him out very tough the entire second period. And that proved to be the difference in the match. And I thought, even got a mat return late in the second. And I thought D did a great job. And there was some commentary that, at the last minute or so, D was just kind of hanging on to win. It was like, that's still a huge win to take out Hunter Garvin, win a close match. And again, you're dealing with those nerves. You're dealing with your very first collegiate match, and you're knocking off a top 5 guy very close, 2-1. Like, I thought that was an awesome win for D.
Yeah, no critique from me. There's levels to this, and if Garvin wins that match 5-2, we're saying D looked really good. He hung with an All-American in his opening bout. I mean, yeah. Garvin dang near knocked off Caliendo about this time last year, right? That's how good Garvin is. And I don't think maybe we get spoiled because the high school kids and the incoming freshmen, true freshmen, have been so good. But when you come in, true freshman, first match, high All-American, you win any way you can. Mm-hmm. You win any way you can. Like, you'll adapt and you'll progress in your offensive output at some point. D certainly will. He was a high output guy in high school. But first match, you get your hand raised any way you can.
Yeah, and again, Cornell Kevin, great stat in the chat. Last year, only twice was Garvin held without a takedown. So, for D to shut him down and get that match in his favor, I thought it was an awesome debut for D. Lockett. And then Facundo, so we don't get Facundo Lorenzo, but I mean, Facundo came out there, and again, very similar to Spratley, like, okay, you don't get that matchup that you really wanted, but still, Facundo comes out, looks awesome, puts up 19 points, and gets a tech in his Cowboy debut.
Yep. Next up,
Ryder wins a close one.
Facundo wins. Ryder wins. Not much to write home about there. I mean, we expected Ryder to win. But again, college wrestling is different. And when Zach Ryder goes out and majors Jackson Smith, college, you're not going to be a bonus point machine every match out. This is not going to happen, right? Especially a freshman. So whatever, you get your hand raised. 97. What happened at 97?
97, Cody Merrill takes out Angelo Posada 5-3.
Yeah, that was great, man. Posada basically had that match won. I don't know, 10 seconds left. Merrill gets a 1 and a...
Merrill pulled an Undertaker. Like, he was getting ridden, and then literally with 10 seconds, he just escapes and gets a takedown and wins it. Literally like the Undertaker. It was like he was asleep and just woke up, and with 10 seconds to go, gets the win. Did not see that one coming the way it was trending towards the end of the match.
No. And a lot has been discussed about Merrill. I mean, for a couple years now. He's a stud for sure. Was a heavyweight. How will he do down at 97? But not as much has been talked about Posada. Posada was 1 or 2 in the country at times last year. I think he split with Ziola up at 215. did he win Fargo or Fargo runner up? Anyway, the kid is the truth, and he's been the truth. Even before, once you make Fargo finals, once you make Super 32 finals and wrestle at who's number one, you're a big name, But even before that, he was one of my favorite prospects when he was a freshman, sophomore. And just continue to get bigger and bigger. But Posada is good, is my point, and it'll be interesting what they do with him. As far as will that just be one of his 5 dates, or will they use him this year?
Yeah. And then at heavyweight, it's funny. We didn't talk betting lines too much on Friday, but this line opened up at 17.5, and it moved to about 24.5. And
that's absurd, by the way.
That's absurd. And the funny thing is, Connor Doucette comes out. I think it was his first tech of his entire career, or one of them. And he opens up with the tech, dominates 19-4, gets the tech. Oklahoma State covers. Wild.
Yeah. And listen, there's been a lot of chatter about Doucette's a different person this year.
Yeah.
And you never really know what to make of that. A lot of times in the off season, preseason, anticipation will start to build, and certain programs, you'll hear Nebraska say, dude, this dude got so much better this summer. You hear word out of Penn State, this guy got so much better. Iowa, anywhere, every program has it. And out of Oklahoma State room, a lot of it was, man, Doucette's jump levels. And, that remains to be seen, but he looked really sharp yesterday. And he also looks physically different. That dude looks slapped.
He looks dominant. Yeah. He, and he was behind Wyatt Hendrickson all year last year. Training with Wyatt Hendrickson, this summer is Wyatt's doing freestyle. So, it makes sense. Connor jump levels, why? And you talk about who's in that room. And, I was talking to Baschamania for a while this weekend about upper weights and how one of the reasons Penn State's been so dominant is their upper weights. And if you look at what David wants to do with Oklahoma State, obviously they're going to put emphasis on their upper weights. And am I surprised at all that the guy behind Wyatt and with this coaching staff is performing this good? Not at all. So it'll be very interesting to see what he does this weekend.
And remember, Doucette 2 years ago, he was a fringe AA type. Now, he took a lot of criticism because all his matches were 2-1, 3-2. But he was right there.
Yeah.
And he goes from fringe AA, bubble guy that is in matches with almost everybody, to red shirt, to, by all indications, transforming his body and resetting and refocusing in a weight where the last time he was at NCAAs, half those dudes have graduated.
Yeah.
And you can see him, you can envision him getting on the podium.
You can, and it's funny because, this weekend there was a lot of little heavyweight notes here and there, like AJ Ferrari makes his heavyweight debut. Connor Doucette gets attacked for Oklahoma State. Interesting match. I don't know if you caught it in the Iowa State Invitational. Braxton Amos was leading Younger Bastida 4-2 with a minute to go, and Bastida ends up getting a takedown late and winning a close one 5-4. But Braxton Amos, first match back in a while, and he's showing that he's right there, the number one guy in the country. Heavyweight is going to be very interesting to watch this year.
He's another one. As talented as anybody coming out of high school. I mean, dominant big man. I think he won 3 Ironman titles. I tried to make 97. Tried to make 97 for a long time. Hilger was there. Braxton looked big. He looked lean. The weight that he gained was good weight. And to have a lead on Younger Bastida, who, listen, I have Younger Bastida Number one. I have him in my crystal ball winning the national title, and Braxton Amos had a lead on him with 45 seconds to go. So, and he's another one. A lot of people either wrote off or had major question marks about. I think any way you slice it, Braxton Amos is a guy you clearly have to focus on going forward as far as who's in the mix at heavyweight.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Oklahoma State, Stanford. Willie, there was a couple of odds and ends things I saw over the weekend. Most notably, maybe for me, is both Peyton Keller and Cam Steed. Both took a couple of losses this weekend. Didn't really see that coming.
Yeah. So, guys in the chat, guys that are listening, we were focused a lot on the announcement stuff yesterday. We didn't do a great job of putting all the results and all the notes in our show notes. If you have any results that you would like us to talk about, put it in the chat, but we'll go off our memory as best we can. Cam Steed lost not once but twice yesterday. His second loss was to Espinosa Owens, who was an interesting prospect out of Utah and is now wrestling at South Dakota State. I forget who. Oh, his first loss to Carter Schubert.
Yep.
Carter Schubert. Ziola, you fit 1X?
What?
You fit 1X?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He had a great win this weekend over Coy Hopke.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't understand what was wrong with Steed. I have always been a big Cam Steed fan. Yesterday, those two losses, they're not good losses. He wasn't moving quite right and looked like something. I'm not making excuses for him, but he didn't look sharp, right? So maybe there's something wrong with him. I don't know. So that was interesting. Also at Tiger Invite, Saldano and Aiden Sinclair made the finals, but Saldano didn't wrestle.
Same thing. Finals. Same thing happened with Frost and Echemendia at the Iowa State tournament. They both made the finals.
Well, that's a little different, though, right? I mean, that's the same team.
Yeah, that's true. And Frost is probably coming down in weight.
So. It's interesting because first match up this weekend, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the first match up Aiden Sinclair against Angela Ferrari?
Yeah, Iowa, Missouri is first round.
Yeah. Yeah. What else happened at Tiger Style? I don't think anything major. I'll check the chat in a second and see if I'm missing something. Yeah, Bison Open, Cade Ziola beat Coy Hopke. Now, Coy Hopke is in sort of a roster battle with Bennett Tabor. Hopke, I believe, beat him and outplaced him in a tournament. However, this weekend, Ziola, good win over Hopke, but then lost to Bennett Tabor in the finals. And I'm not making excuses for anybody. I mean, clearly I'm not making excuses. I mean, he beat Coy Hopke, but he's Kate's sick as a dog. But yeah, anyway, it shows a glimpse of Cade's potential. Still growing 100%. In the heavyweight, kind of a smaller heavyweight right now. What do you weigh, Cade? 225.
There you go, man. It's
what else happened at the Bison Open? Jory Volk won. His Minnesota debut.
I didn't see the matches, but I did catch that Peyton Keller took 2 losses as well.
Yeah, and beyond Peyton Keller taking 2 losses, what's really weird to me is that he was there.
Yeah.
All of Oklahoma's starters went to Missouri Tiger Invite. Keller went to North Dakota State, which I found interesting. I don't know. Oh, also at Tiger Style, Hippolito was there at 57 and sustained an injury. I think he bounced out.
Hopefully, Yeah, I had some Penn State fans asking about that because, Hippolito, and if Penn State puts out PJ Duke this Friday night, would have been a good one. But who knows if we'll get Hippolito now.
Yeah. Just checking the chat. Good morning from Clovis, California, home of the Doc B. Yeah, baby. Clovis just had a guy, Anthony Garza, commit to Illinois. Congrats to Anthony Garza. Harris over Bates. Yep. Kamen Smith over Andrew Clark. Wask over Pinto. Wask. I mean, look, Wask over Pinto by Major, and didn't Minto major Wask or come close to it? So yeah, I mean, it shows you where Minto is right now. What else happened, pal?
Well, we did have some freestyle over the weekend. There was some interesting freestyle. We had PWL 10 in Russia. USA did not perform well.
No?
Brayton Lee and Nick Lee both get teched. Nick Lee by Magomedov. Jay Aiello took a close loss to 5-4 to a Russian. I'm blanking the name. Let's see if I have it. But
I don't know any of the results from PWL.
Yeah, those were the main ones. 3 Americans took a loss, but Jay Aiello did look very tough. Bill Farrell was this weekend. We didn't get. It's funny. We never kind of know what to expect. We had talked about entries, and then it comes out. Ono's not there at 57, and Antonio Mills isn't there at 57, and Stephen Buchanan's not there at 97. And
did Antonio Mills get in a fight? Did you see that?
I did not see that. No.
His brother definitely got in a fight, and I had so much going on yesterday. I didn't check out things. I didn't really dig into it, but I saw it. I watched the video once, and his brother Amity is wrestling at a tournament, D3, and he gets in a fight, and then all hell breaks loose, and there's a bunch of people fighting. And somebody said Antonio was one of. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if he was.
Larry Steele in the chat says it was the coach.
It was the coach. Yeah.
So Bill Farrell, Caleb Smith, Nebraska wrestling for Puerto Rico, wins gold at 57.
Yeah, good win for him over. Was it Kazakhstan or Mongolia?
Yep.
A good win for Austin DeSanto over Kazakhstan or Mongolia.
Mongolia 2-1.
Yep.
And then Beau Bartlett was. It was funny. USA Wrestling. First of all, USA Wrestling did a really, really awesome job with this tournament. This is how, from a marketing standpoint, you always want events covered. USA Wrestling did an awesome job putting out scheduling information. Stream was free, by the way, on their YouTube. Had no issues. They were putting out highlights and videos and graphics, and I thought USA Wrestling did an awesome job. And so it was all on YouTube. And the medal round started at 4:00, and they were going through third place matches on mats 1 and 2, and then the finals were on mat 2. That chat nonstop. Is it Beau versus Beau yet? Is it Beau versus Beau yet? And then that stream went from 1,200 to 3,000 the second Beau Bartlett and Beau Bassett wrestled, and then it fell off back to 1,000. 1,000 to 3,000, back down to 1,000. Everybody wanted to see Beau versus Beau, and it was a very, very close one in the World Team Trials quarters. It was 2-1 Beau Bassett. There was a little bit of confusion at the end there. I think Beau Bartlett thought maybe he was winning. And so I had actually said, somebody tweeted me what's it going to be, 2-1, 3-2? I'm like, I think they're going to be more offense this time. These guys now have a feel for each other. I think they both came with a game plan. And sure enough, there was some offense, and Beau Bassett gets the 15-5 tech to win the Bill Farrell at 65 kilos.
What was Beau's path? Do you know Beau's path off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head, I don't know.
I mean, did he beat anybody else of big names?
I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember.
Spacing it. I'm spacing too. Henson was at 70.
Yeah,
Henson beat Miller, I think.
yeah. So Caleb Henson beat Melvin Miller, and then I'm drawing a blank. Let me pull it up. I know Tyler Kasich beat Ian Parker 3-2 in the finals, and Henson beat Ed Scott. Caleb Henson was down like
P-Rob, let's get somebody in the chat. Somebody's in the chat saying P-Rob got punched. What do you think?
P-Rob just went like this. He just backed up and just completely avoided the entire punch.
I got hit.
Yeah, you got hit.
Did you? It looked like you just either absorbed the blow 100% or just like backed your head up just enough to miss it.
No, here's
You got it? Oh, yeah. You got...
Damn.
Wells. Just get a little Greco chippiness?
Yeah, looking back at it, like, I mean, I was clubbing him pretty good. I probably deserved it a little bit, but stronger heads prevailed, I guess, for me. So it's like, it's not how you want to win, but I kind of just, I mean, you got to follow the rules, I guess. So.
7 matches. 7 matches across both styles.
Yeah, my body's feeling it, but it was good. It was fun to wrestle both again.
Yeah, you don't see too many senior level guys doing that nowadays.
Right?
It stops at Fargo.
Go back. Minnesota boys. Tough.
Yeah.
Kayla Smith was just in here too. Good performance by him.
Yep. So then, Kasich wins gold, and right away you have the Penn State depth conversation on the internet that it's ridiculous. Kasich's so good. Why is he redshirting? You know, right away it's like, guys, we talked about it last night in the show. If you missed it, like coaches.
Why is he redshirting? You know why he's redshirting. He's redshirting because it maximizes the lineup. I told you guys this all summer. All summer. Who's going to start 57? Who's going to start 57? I said it in 10 shows. You wrestle Duke, you redshirt Kasich. The next year they flip. The next year Mesenbrink's gone, and PJ wrestles 65. It's the smartest play.
Well, we're living in an era of instant gratification with the transfer portal. Oh, you're not going to start the lineup, or like the coaches have a game plan. This isn't just like, oh, hey, Kasich lost a redshirt or Duke loses a wrestle off, and so one guy sits on the bench. Like, this is a game plan. This is like, it's not just leave. These guys, they're on board with the plan.
Yeah.
So then
from Farrell.
So then Will Luan beats Rob in the finals 4-0 at 74 kilos, and Bryce Andonian beats Yaya Thomas 7-7.
Yaya now up at 74.
Yeah, and I did Caleb Henson, I forgot, I tweeted it out, but he was down like 7-0 and came back and beat Ed Scott 11-10. So awesome comeback. And then Danny Bronigal Tex Benjamin Smith 11-0 at 79 kilos in the final. Marcus Coleman, Parker Keckheisen. Willie, I don't know if you saw that end of that match.
I did not see that. Tell me about it.
So Parker's up 3-0. Okay? They're in neutral. He gets another takedown. It's 5-0. Okay? Parker guts Marcus. It's 7-0. Guts him again. It's 9-0. Goes for the third gut to make it 11-0. And I can't remember exactly what happened. I think Marcus kind of grabbed his leg, somehow he reached back, sticks him, pins him, wins the match.
Unbelievable.
Never seen anything like that. Up 9-0 going for the 11-0 tech and gets pinned.
I'll tell you what, I never seen anything like. I never seen anything like Jacob Cardenas wrestling two weights.
There was like nobody there at 92 kilos. There was
just had one man.
Yeah, there was like nobody there. So yeah. And then
Caleb, let's talk about your tournament a little bit. Congratulations. We don't care. Just pop your head in here for a second.
Pop your head in. Talk about winning the Bill Farrell. Willie, make some room for him.
Talk about winning the Bill Farrell.
It was a great tournament. I wanted to wrestle a lot of foreigners going into that tournament, and there's typically a lot of U.S. guys, so I was kind of nervous about that. But just getting to wrestle them, they have a different feel, and they're kind of sneaky good.
Yeah.
Like they hand fight a little different, a little bit slicker, I'd say, not as intense. But
Yeah.
I just was trying to be relentless and score a lot of points, challenge everybody around me that I
Yeah.
would score more points than them. And
I think that guy was ranked in the world, right?
he was ranked 7th, the Mongolian dude. And the last dude was like 36 or something.
Good. It was a good field. You know, we talked about some of the weights weren't deep, but yours was deep. P-Rob's was deep. A couple of them were really nice. I think 61 was also deep. What's next for you?
Honestly, just getting ready. I'm gonna so Darian's going to the Central American Games, and depending on how he does, I might be able to get a wrestle off for him for the world team spot for Puerto Rico. But if not, then I'm just getting ready for next year, trying to make the world team Olympics in 2028. That's what I'm shooting for.
Attaboy. Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, thank you.
Good seeing you, man.
Good seeing you.
Okay, so Cardenas.
So then Cardenas wins. Well, one more thing about Caleb. It is funny that he's talking about Darian Cruz, and it's funny we're gonna have 2 D1 NCAA graduates trying to compete to make other teams, other countries' teams. That's how much depth and talent there is.
Yeah, and Puerto Rico. I mean, I like that Pan Am has. Clearly, I'm a USA guy, right? But I do like that I do like to be some interest in Pan Ams because
100%.
Right now it's like the only news from Pan Ams is if one of our guys or girls loses. That's like the only news. It's like
you're expected to win, and
who didn't, right? And even if it's Spencer Lee, or whoever it might be for America, at least if it's a guy from Puerto Rico or somebody else from the United States that went to Mexico, at least now I'll watch it.
100%. You know? Yeah, otherwise the Pan Ams is like you're just expecting everybody to tech their way through it, and you know.
Yeah.
So then heavyweight,
like we had Freddie Bach, we had the Bachmans last night. They already went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, doing it young. So Mason Paris makes his first tournament. He wrestled at RAF, but this was his first tournament back since the Olympics, and he looked good. He was having a close match with Kobe Merrill. He was up like 3-1, I think, and then 5-1, and then he hit him with a 5-pointer late in the match to get the 10-1 win. So good to see Mason Paris back, and then Christian Lance took third.
Yep.
So that was the Bill Farrell.
Yeah. Big week on tap with national duels and even some other stuff. And we're going to break down and highlight all the key matchups, especially early. We got our work cut out for us, JB, in
that's
identifying all the big matchups. And you also said Lehigh, and so you also have to think about, and this is what a lot of people have been wondering from Jump Street, is who we won't see. The matchups that we could have that we won't see. Will Crookham be back? Will some of these guys be back? Who will be the personnel for some of these guys? And so we'll break it down a lot. I know, Nebraska, they had Nikkei Zinkin win. They had Nikkei Zinkin win Friday night against Army. Not a ranked guy, but a senior guy. I think, like for them, Chance Lamer's out, which really hurts Nebraska. Who else will be missing guys?
Yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious too. Like we'll do the show probably Thursday morning. And, it'll be interesting because it's almost like everything has an asterisk. Like, this is who is potentially going to wrestle. This is who is potentially what we could see. And it is, Willie, I was got a graphic going out this morning with the schedule. It is just nonstop this weekend. Like, to run through it real quick, Saturday, Eastern time. First, the top side, first 4 duels are at 10 a.m. Eastern. Next 4 bottom side duels are at 12 p.m. Then the losers wrestle at 4. Then the winners wrestle at 6. Next set of Consi duels at 8. And then Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, you have semis on both front and back side. 1 p.m., you have, I'm not really sure why they're doing this, but at 1 p.m., you have the 3rd, 5th, and 7th place duels. And then at 7 p.m., you have the championship duel. I thought when I first looked at it, it was like they ran them like not all at the same time. They went 3rd, then 5th, then 7th. But all 3 3rd, 5th, and 7th place duels are going to be at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's cool, though.
And then all duels are on Flow except for the final one, which I believe is on ESPN2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be – I mean, as soon as we get done with this show – actually, I'm going to work on sophomore big board, but then also dig into all kinds of national duels, content and research and stuff like that. So it's going to be an excellent week.
Yeah, I printed the for the paper fans. I actually printed out the bracket because I'm like trying to get it in my head, all the duels and all the matchups, because it's crazy. It's very rare that we have to preview a duel tournament where we're so used to like these are the 10 weights, these are, like now it's so different when you're talking about the duel through a bracket and then the matchups within that. But so yeah, it'll be fun. We'll probably Thursday morning go live to preview the national duels and talk about what else is on tap for the weekend. Penn State.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles. I mean, like Nebraska right now is on WrestleStat ranked number 1, number 1 or number 2 in the duel thing, but they're missing a guy. And how do they? Duels are different because one upset can flip the whole result.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at like Nebraska, I think most people have an edge to Nebraska over Ohio State, but without 49, I mean, Ohio State could sweep the first 4.
Yeah.
And then even the 5th is 157 is 2 All-Americans. So dual tournaments are really interesting because there's 20 moving parts instead of 2.
Yeah. So it's going to be good. We're going to preview that Thursday, talk about the other aspects of the weekend. Like, Penn State opening up their season is a big one. I believe that's Friday night. Bryce Jordan, they're hosting Oklahoma. So we'll talk about that. Really, we missed an opportunity last night.
What's that?
We missed an opportunity to trick people because we had some surprises. We had Israel join for a 5th commitment. What we should have done, in hindsight, is had Mario on and say, we got one more kid who's making their commitment tonight. And then everybody at that point would have just thought it was Iowa. But Mario announced he's going to Virginia Tech. What do you have, 21 overall on the big board?
Yeah, another Poway kid, really good, really young. I think I saw him. I saw him for the first time, I think, as a freshman at Hall of Fame duels a few years back, and he might have even lost a match. But I was like, "Who is that kid? That's a freshman. That kid looks good." And he's been a pretty dang consistent performer. Just took 3rd at Super 32. So Tech picks up another good one. There was a lot of commitments over the course of the last maybe week, and it's interesting because, like I said, there's only 9 of the top 30, 2027s left, and so things are moving fast.
Yeah, it's cool for Virginia Tech to get another one. It was funny because Jared Fryer put out whatever he put out about, not the boom, I forgot what he puts out, but so everybody thought before our show that at least one of them was going to Virginia Tech because Fryer put that tweet out. So then, and I didn't know who at the time, because I'm like, well, I know where these kids are going, and it's not Virginia Tech, so who's it going to be? And then just after we got done with the show, Mario put that out. So All right, Willie. What else you got? Anything?
Nothing. I'm gonna get to work, right back at it.
Right back at it. We'll be back
How's the
Thursday.
Bills do?
We'll be back Thursday previewing the national duels. Listen, Bills had a quintessential trap game. They beat the Chiefs 28-21, and then game went their way every direction it could. And this is a classic letdown. I knew it yesterday. I was telling somebody, I'm like, Miami plus 8.5 is the easiest lock of all time. This is a classic letdown.
You did tell me it was a trap game beforehand, but
I knew it was going to happen.
Well, how did the Bills? How did the Bills beat the Chiefs and lose to the Falcons?
It's a classic letdown spot. It's just like everything went great, and then it was like they were sleeping through that game. At least you guys got pounced by the Lions, but at least you have the excuse. Correct. At least you have the excuse. But you also have the excuse your quarterback's out. Not that Jaden's having his best year, but
we stink. Buffalo, on the other hand, beats the Chiefs, loses to the Falcons and Dolphins.
Yeah. Was not a bad Sunday morning game yesterday though with the Falcons actually. For a 9:30 Europe, or where was it, Germany?
Both. So well, I went out to a sports bar with Snyder and his friends, and they this is Omaha, right? So we're right on the border of Council Bluffs. We're right on the border of Iowa. So tons and tons of Iowa fans. We watched on a big projector screen. We watched Iowa, Oregon. Right,
that was a good game.
Right after the very end of Penn State, Indiana nips Penn State. Iowa was right there. Of course, I mean, not of course.
Maybe the catch of the year in Indiana, Penn State. Catch of the year.
I was cheering. Well, drive of the year. That whole drive was incredible. But I was cheering for the Hawks. Well, everybody in there was cheering for the Hawks. Man, I wish they won. I loathe Oregon.
You don't like them because they don't have wrestling anymore, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't
isn't
like
that your big beef?
There isn't another athletic department with as much funds as Oregon. There is no reason for them not to have a wrestling program.
Yeah, that's one of Willie's personal vendettas.
Plus, I hate that. I hate their uniforms. Like, buzz off. They're so new school. I hate them. Get them out.
Bills Bucks Sunday at 1.
Bills Bucks.
Yep.
Go Bills.
All right, go Bills. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back Thursday with a National Duels preview show. See ya.